Imagine standing on a concrete pier in a foreign country, watching your ship sail away without you while your passport is still on board. In one moment, your dream vacation turns into a complete nightmare. And as dramatic as that sounds, it happens far more often than most people think. Here is the hard truth. Most cruise disasters are not caused by storms, bad luck, or bad captains. They are caused by bad decisions, a flight booked too late, the wrong documents packed in the wrong bag, a cheap fare that looked like a deal until the real costs started piling up. Cruising can be one of the best ways to travel in 2026, but it can also go wrong very fast if you make the wrong choices before you even step on board. So after looking at cruise horror stories and the most common traveler mistakes, here are 17 decisions that can absolutely ruin your cruise. Let's get into it. We begin with the absolute deal breakers. These are the critical mistakes involving flights and documents that can end your vacation before it even begins. Decision number 1 is booking a flight for the morning of the cruise. This is one of the most common mistakes travelers make, and every year it leaves people stranded at the airport while their vacation sails away without them. In today's travel environment, that is a gamble that often does not go your way. A delay on a land vacation might mean checking into your hotel a few hours late. Annoying, yes, but not devastating. A cruise is different. Cruise ships run on strict schedules, and they will not delay departure for individual passengers whose flights show up late. If you reach the terminal after boarding has closed and the gangway has already been pulled, the ship is gone. And in many cases, there is no refund for missing the sailing. The safest move is to fly in the day before. And depending on where you are coming from, even that may not be enough. If you are flying during winter, crossing long distances, or dealing with routes that are known for delays, a 2-day buffer can be the smarter move. One airline disruption can wreck a cruise before the vacation even starts. Decision number 2 is failing to secure the right travel documents. And this goes way beyond simply having a passport. First, check the expiration date. A passport can still be technically valid and still not meet the rules for your itinerary. Many destinations require that your passport remain valid for months after your cruise ends. On some routes, 6 months is the standard. Another mistake is assuming a birth certificate is enough just because you are taking a closed-loop cruise. In some cases, it may be accepted for boarding, but if a medical emergency forces you to fly home from another country, that document alone may not be enough to get you back. And one of the most overlooked traps involves children. If you are traveling with a child who has a different last name, or if one parent is not traveling, authorities may ask for extra paperwork. In some cases, a notarized letter of consent is required. This is where a lot of people get caught off guard. They assume everything will be fine until they are standing at the terminal under pressure with no easy fix. Check your documents early. Confirm the rules for your exact itinerary. And always keep passports, identification, and legal paperwork in your carry-on, never in checked luggage. Before we go any further, if you love cruising and you want to avoid expensive mistakes like these, subscribe to Cruise Adventure, hit the bell, and do not miss what comes next. Next up, decision number 3 is failing to check the prohibited items list before you pack. This sounds minor until it creates a problem at the terminal. A lot of travelers assume they can bring the same things they would take to a hotel. But cruise ships have much stricter safety rules. Clothes steamers, irons, and even some power strips can be confiscated because they are considered fire hazards. But the bigger mistake involves controlled substances. Some travelers assume that because cannabis is legal where they live, it is fine to bring it on board. That is a serious mistake. Cruise ships leaving from United States ports still operate under federal law, and that can lead to removal from the ship. That is a brutal way to start a vacation. Always check the rules before you pack. Never assume. Once you are on board, do not make decision number 4, trying to skip the mandatory safety drill. A lot of guests treat it like an inconvenience, especially now that parts of the process are faster and more digital. But it is still required. and the crew knows exactly who has completed it and who has not. This is not something you can ignore and hope nobody notices. If you fail to check in at your assigned assembly station, crew members will follow up. And if you keep refusing to comply, your trip can be interrupted before it really begins. It may feel repetitive. It may feel unnecessary. But in a real emergency, knowing exactly where to go can matter more than anything else. Now let's talk about your wallet. These are the booking traps and money mistakes that look harmless at first, but can quietly drain your budget before you even order your first drink. Decision number 5 is booking the cheapest cruise only because of the price tag. Everyone loves a deal, but choosing a sailing based only on the lowest fare often leads to the wrong expectations. The cheapest cruises are usually older ships or less popular sailings, and while there is nothing wrong with an older ship, it may not have the attractions and features people imagine when they picture a modern cruise. If you are expecting the newest shows, the biggest water slides, or the flashy headline attractions from the commercials, the cheapest ship may not deliver that experience. There is also the cabin itself. The lowest advertised fares are usually for an inside room, with no window and no balcony. If your dream cruise includes waking up to an ocean view or stepping outside with coffee in the morning, that experience usually costs more. A low price is only a good deal if it matches the vacation you actually want. Otherwise, the savings disappear the moment disappointment sets in. Closely related to that is decision number 6, trying to fit your whole family into one stateroom. On paper, this can look like a smart way to save money. In reality, cruise cabins are often much smaller than people expect. And once extra beds are pulled down or opened up, that room can feel crowded very quickly. In many cases, the third and fourth guests are sleeping in pull-down beds from the ceiling or on a sofa bed. That means less floor space, less privacy, and a lot more stress when everyone is trying to shower, get dressed, and get out the door at the same time. For many families, the better move is 2 connecting rooms or an inside cabin across from a balcony room. Yes, it costs more, but having more space, and in some cases a second bathroom, can completely change the trip. And while we are here, do not count on a free upgrade. Ships are sailing very full, and those surprise upgrades are far less common than they used to be. If you book the smallest room, you should expect to stay in it. Decision number 7 is a digital mistake that can become very expensive very fast. Forgetting to put your phone on airplane mode. Once the ship moves offshore, your phone may connect automatically to a maritime network instead of your normal carrier. And those charges are not covered by most domestic plans. That means a little background data use can turn into a huge bill before you even realize what happened. This is one of those mistakes that feels invisible until the damage is done. The safest move is simple. Put your phone on airplane mode before the ship leaves port and keep it there while you are at sea. If you want internet access, use the ship's internet package instead. On many cruises, it is cheaper if you buy it before sailing. So waiting until you are already on board can cost you twice. Decision number 8 is skipping travel insurance. Nobody likes spending money on something they hope they will never use. But assuming nothing will go wrong is one of the most expensive mistakes a traveler can make. Cruises involve flights, ports, luggage, and tight schedules. A delayed flight can make you miss the ship. A medical problem before departure can cancel the trip completely. And if something serious happens at sea, the costs can become overwhelming very quickly. That is when a bad situation turns into a financial disaster. Medical treatment, emergency transport, and trip interruption expenses can run into the thousands. That is why insurance matters. It gives you a safety net when things stop going according to plan. Just make sure you read the details carefully and look for strong medical coverage, evacuation coverage, and protection for missed departures. Now let's move into conduct and safety. These decisions do not just ruin your day. They can get you sick, fined, removed, or banned. Decision number 9 is assuming you will not get seasick. A lot of travelers think motion sickness only affects certain people, or that a large cruise ship means they have nothing to worry about. But seasickness is not about toughness. It is a physical response to movement, and even big ships can move a lot when conditions change. The mistake is waiting until you already feel terrible to do something about it. At that point, your day may already be gone. The smarter move is to prepare before you need help. Bring medication, patches, bands, or whatever remedy works best for you. Even if you never use it, you will be glad you had it. It is much easier to prevent seasickness than to fight it once it has taken over your day. Decision number 10 is the most dangerous mistake on this list. Climbing on railings, sitting on balcony ledges, or throwing anything overboard. Some people do it for a photo. Some do it as a joke. Some think tossing a small item into the ocean is harmless. But one bad decision near an exterior railing can turn into a fatal accident in seconds. And even if no one gets hurt, the consequences can still be severe. Throwing something overboard can violate ship rules, trigger a security response, and in some cases lead to fines or removal from the ship. Cruise vacations are supposed to be relaxing. The moment you treat the ship like a playground for risky behavior, you're gambling with far more than your vacation. Decision number 11 is smoking or vaping outside the designated areas. A lot of travelers assume their private balcony is fine. It feels private. It feels open. It does not seem like a big deal. But on many cruise ships, smoking on the balcony is strictly prohibited. The reason is simple. Fire risk at sea is taken extremely seriously. Even one careless moment can create a dangerous situation, which is why cruise lines enforce these rules much more aggressively than some travelers expect. If you are caught smoking or vaping where it is not allowed, you could end up with a cleaning fee added to your onboard account. In more serious cases, security can get involved and the consequences can go further. This is an easy mistake to avoid. Learn where the designated smoking areas are as soon as you board and stick to them. For parents, decision number 12 is a mistake that can lead to a very frustrating week. Booking a ship without checking the splash zone policy for young children. A lot of families assume that if there is a pool on board, their toddler will be able to use it. But that is not always true. On many ships, children who are not fully potty trained are not allowed in the main pools or hot tubs, even if they are wearing swim diapers. That catches many parents by surprise. They picture pool time being one of the highlights of the trip, only to find out their child is not allowed in the water areas they plan to use. That is why it is so important to check the family facilities before you book. Some ships have splash pads or water play areas for younger children. Others do not. And that one detail can completely change how enjoyable the cruise feels for the whole family. Now we come to the logistical mistakes. These are the timing and planning errors that can turn a relaxing cruise into a stressful one. Decision number 13 is waiting until you are on board to book your excursions and entertainment. A lot of travelers assume they will figure it out later, but on many cruises the best experiences are gone long before the ship even sails. Popular shore excursions, specialty activities, and major shows can fill up quickly. If you wait too long, you may miss the experiences you were most excited about and end up settling for whatever is left. And it is not only about the cruise line options. Third-party operators often offer smaller groups, lower prices, and very similar experiences. But those can sell out early too. If there is something you really want to do not leave it to chance. The best parts of your trip should not depend on leftovers. Decision number 14 is choosing the wrong dining preference. A lot of travelers treat this like a minor detail during the booking process, but it can shape your entire evening once you are on board. If you choose traditional dining, you are locking yourself into a fixed time every night. That works well if you like structure. But if you prefer flexibility, it can start to feel restrictive very quickly. On the other hand, flexible dining sounds easier, but it comes with its own problems. If you do not make reservations or plan ahead, you may end up waiting during the busiest times, and that can throw off the rest of your night. A poorly timed dinner can mean missing a sunset, rushing through the evening, or showing up late for a show. So do not pick a dining style based on theory. Pick the one that fits the way you actually travel. Decision number 15 is one of the classic cruise mistakes, and it keeps happening because people trust the wrong clock, ignoring the difference between ship time and local time. Cruise ships operate on ship time, and that does not always match the local time in port. Some ships stay on the embarkation port's time, while others adjust during the itinerary. Meanwhile, your phone may update automatically the moment it connects to a local network. That is where the trouble starts. You think you still have plenty of time, but the ship is operating on something different. And by the time you get back to the pier, the gangway may already be coming up. That is how people miss a ship while standing less than a mile away. On a cruise, the only clock that really matters is the ship's clock. Always confirm the official time in the daily planner or onboard app. Decision number 16 is packing absolutely everything away on the final night. Passengers are often told to place their tagged luggage outside the cabin the night before disembarkation. In the rush to get organized, some people pack too much into those bags. That includes the clothes they plan to wear the next morning, their toiletries, medications, and sometimes even their passport. That is how the last day turns chaotic fast. People end up leaving the ship stressed, unprepared, and scrambling through the terminal because the items they still need are already out of reach. The smartest move is to keep a dedicated carry-on with your travel documents, medication, a change of clothes, and the things you will still need the next morning. A little planning on the last night can save a lot of stress on the last day. Finally, decision number 17 is the most personal mistake on this list, but it may also be the most important. Booking the wrong cruise line for your personality and your stage of life. The cruise industry is not one thing. Every line has its own atmosphere, its own rhythm, and its own type of traveler. A ship that feels perfect for one person can feel completely wrong for someone else. If you love formal nights, quiet elegance, and a more traditional experience, you may be miserable on a loud party-focused ship. But if you want flexibility, casual dining, and non-stop activity, a more refined and structured cruise could feel boring very quickly. That is why reviews only tell part of the story. A glowing review from someone with completely different tastes does not mean that ship is right for you. Do not book based only on price or destination. Book the cruise that matches your energy, because even the most beautiful ship in the world can feel like the wrong vacation if the vibe doesn't fit who you are. A dream cruise does not happen by accident. It happens because of the decisions you make before the trip starts and the choices you make once you are on board. Most cruise disasters do not begin with bad weather or bad luck. They begin with small mistakes that seemed harmless at the time. A late flight, the wrong documents, a missed time change, a bad booking choice. One careless moment can turn an exciting vacation into a stressful and expensive mess. But the good news is that most of these mistakes are avoidable. With a little planning, the right expectations, and a few smarter decisions, you can protect your trip, your money, and your peace of mind. Have you ever seen someone miss the ship, make a major cruise mistake, or learn one of these lessons the hard way? Let us know in the comments below. And if you do not want to miss more cruise tips, expensive mistakes to avoid, and smart travel strategies, make sure you subscribe to Cruise Adventure and hit the bell so you never miss what comes next.